As the healthcare leader of the Tri-Parish community, Terrebonne General Medical Center is a nationally recognized facility providing state-of-the-art technology and advanced services. Terrebonne General compassionately provides the most services responding to the greatest needs for our community. All right, welcome back to Your Health with Terrebonne General Medical Center. Let's meet our guests tonight. There you see on the left, Mr. A.J. Albert Songe, President of the Terrebonne General Medical Center Volunteer Auxiliary. How you doing, Mr. A.J.?
Nice to be here, Martin.
Good to see you again. And Lisa Positerry, who is TGMC's Guest Relations and Volunteer Coordinator. So, Healthcare Volunteer Week. Lisa, let's go to you first if we can.
Sure.
What is TGMC's Volunteer Auxiliary? Just explain a little bit about it. What exactly does it entail?
Our auxiliary started in 1978. We have a wonderful group of volunteers. They do about 10,000 hours a year for us. They run anywhere from 450 to 550 errands a month, which keeps our staff on the floors taking care of our patients so that they can take care of other things. We have a great group of volunteers right now.
It's a lot of errands.
Yes, it is.
A lot of running around. What kinds of volunteers are there?
We have adult volunteers, student volunteers, and junior volunteers. Our juniors usually come during the summer, and they have to be 14 to 18 years old. This is students who need service hours for religion, confirmation, school activities that require it. Student volunteers are any students registered in an accredited college who want to just get their foot in the door in healthcare, learn what the healthcare system's about. Some colleges require them to have volunteer hours to apply to certain programs like physical therapy, occupational therapy, radiology. That's the majority of our students. And then our adult volunteers, everyone else falls into that category.
Okay, Mr. A.J., we'll turn to you, and very familiar face. A lot of people see you working around there. The responsibilities of the TGMC volunteers, what would it be?
Well, responsibilities vary depending on the type of volunteer you are, but they maybe include like greeting and escorting patients and visitors throughout the hospital because they're not familiar with it, delivering flowers and mail, and assisting in various departments of the hospital. Volunteers also assist with fundraising for the hospital by orchestrating 2 jewelry shows a year, 2 book sales a year, and 2 scrub sales a year, which they handle all the colors and the shoes also at the scrub sales.
Yeah, a lot of responsibility there. Now the benefits, and maybe you could speak firsthand. What does a volunteer get as a benefit at Terrebonne General?
It includes a lot of things. Your hours are flexible. You don't have to be contained to a certain hour in the day. They're real flexible. We like from the volunteer at least 4 hours a day, though.
Okay.
Gaining sense of satisfaction from serving your community. Receiving free tuberculosis screening annually. Receiving appropriate skills and training. And they include in all hospital functions, including the Christmas party and the National Week celebration. Volunteers are honored throughout the year, but particularly during National Volunteer Week, which is this week.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when they're organized with the and they are recognized at the luncheon. And we do a volunteer of the year. We nominate and we give a volunteer of the year at that program.
Okay, and you mentioned that it's this week. It's actually April 10th through April 16th, so we want to make sure that we say that.
I left one thing out a while ago, the one most important thing. We were also the premier sponsor for the Ladies Annuals Night Out, for the breast cancer fundraising gala. We were the premier sponsor. The auxiliary was.
Really?
Yeah.
For the last 2 years.
Oh,
for the last 2 years.
So y'all get to participate in that also.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, hold that thought. We're going to take a little break here from Terrebonne General Medical Center. We're going to come back to Lisa. And if you want to be a volunteer out there and you're looking for something to do and you want to help out a great cause, when we come back, we're going to let you know how, so don't go away.
With the most comprehensive health care available, more people choose TGMC for life. Terrebonne General Medical Center. It all begins here.
Cancer certainly makes you aware of your mortality, and you realize that every day is a gift. My name is TJ Moran, and 17 years ago, I was treated for throat cancer at Mary Bird Perkins. When I chose Mary Bird Perkins, I knew I was getting the best care available, and that's still true today. That extended my life 17 years. I'm still here, and without Mary Bird Perkins, I wouldn't be.
Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center at TGMC.
All right, welcome back to Your Health with Terrebonne General Medical Center. Let's meet our guest once again, if we can. To the left is Mr. A.J. Songe, president of the Terrebonne General Medical Center, volunteer auxiliary, and Lisa Positerry, TGMC's guest relations and volunteer coordinator. Now, if somebody out there watching, Lisa, wants to be volunteer, how do they do it?
They can call my office. My number is 985-873-3588, or email me at lisa.positerry@tgmc.com, and I'll be glad to give them all the information they need. It's pretty much as simple as that.
There you see it right there on the screen, and we'll give people a chance to jot that number down. If you see it once again, 873-3588, and there's the email address on the bottom of the screen. How many volunteers do you have? Did we give a number tonight? How many? Do you know? Have a count?
We have 40 adult volunteers, and we usually have about 25 junior volunteers during the summer, and from 8 to 10 students throughout the year.
Okay, and the roles again, how many different types of roles do they play?
AJ, you want to talk about where we have volunteers?
We have volunteers we call floaters. They work all over the hospital. That's when I said they elaborate on delivering the mail and the flowers. We deliver charts. We go get blood for the nurses. We do numerous errands. The only thing we cannot do is pharmacy. Anything else in there, we can do.
Yeah,
We
can't handle the drugs.
can't handle the drugs, but I mean, we bring supplies to the nurses' stations.
Mm-hmm. You know, and I've seen it when I go in the medical center. You see them all around, and they always have a great attitude. And that's pretty much, you want somebody with a great attitude.
Absolutely.
Because they cheer everybody else up, don't they, Lisa?
Absolutely. And we also do discharges. That's a part of the errands that they do. If we have a patient that's going home, they'll go up with a wheelchair and a cart and escort the patient downstairs into their vehicle. So you want somebody exactly who's bringing a bright spot in someone's day.
Okay. Let's talk about scholarships, because I think, don't y'all give away some scholarships every year?
Yes, we give one scholarship to each of the 6 area high schools to a senior going into a healthcare related field. We started that, I think we're going on our 3rd year now with doing that.
Okay. What does this, for people watching, and a lot of them sometimes need a little nudge, but somebody may be out there who's thinking about doing it, but they need a little nudge. What do you see that it does when somebody comes in and they become a volunteer, and AJ, you see it all the time? What does it do for their psyche, or their mood, or their purpose?
Well, they get to meet people that they're familiar with, new people, they make new friends. And the reason why I became a volunteer, because life had been really good to me. And I thought I deserved to give something back that was rewarding, that would help people. And that's my pleasure of it. I do it every day if I can.
Mm-hmm. And how long have you been doing it?
5 years.
And never a dull moment, huh?
Never a dull moment.
Lisa, is he always that happy? Every
Pretty
time I
much,
see him, he's in a
yes.
good mood.
Every time.
So,
And he does. AJ is one of our volunteers that comes, he used to come 5 days a week. He's cutting back to 4 days, which is good. He needs to have something outside of volunteering. So, and we do have folks that come 2 to 3 days a week.
Most important question, though, do you get pretty good coffee when you go over there?
Yeah, the coffee's good.
As many cups as you
No,
want. huh?
we go scrounge it up. But there's one other thing about a husband and wife team. We enjoy our husbands and wives to come in together as spouses to volunteer.
Yeah.
They're together, and it means a lot.
Oh, absolutely. I can see that. Let's put up the, if we can, Jason, again, give them a little more time. And as we close out this segment, but Lisa and AJ, there you have it, Lisa, again. Let's give out the numbers and the email again. And there it is. So if they are interested, and what do you do after they call up or they email? What happens? Did one of y'all contact them?
Yes, I'll send them out an application packet, and it walks them through the steps. They have to come in and interview with me. They have to be seen by our employee health nurse to get the appropriate screenings done that we're required to do. They have a full day's orientation. Now, this is the adult volunteers. It's
Right.
a little different for the students and juniors. a full day's orientation to learn more about the hospital, and then kind of find out what area of the hospital they want to be in, have them interview with that director as well, and we get them a badge and they get started.
All right, so a chance for somebody to come in, volunteer, and meet a whole bunch of people.
Absolutely.
And to get some free screenings and all.
They also get something else free if you volunteer 4 hours a day.
That's
you get a
right.
free lunch.
Really?
And that means a lot.
Oh, absolutely. 2 scoops of ice cream at the end?
Yeah,
A lot of people call in for that.
a lot of people will call in for that.
Mr. AJ, Lisa, thank y'all so much for coming.
Thank
We
you, Martin.
appreciate it. And when we come back from the break, we'll be in the Canada's kitchen. Don't go away.